Hi children, tonight Mrs Hunton is going to read you a story called Funny Bones, and it's by Janet and Alan Alberg, and the publisher is Penguin Books. Mrs Hunton's not going to use the book. I'm going to use my arts and crafts things that I've made to tell the story to help me. Okay, and you can sing along when I get to the songs that are in the story too. Are we ready? On a dark, dark hill there was a dark, dark town. In the dark, dark town there was a dark, dark street. In the dark, dark street there was a dark, dark house. In the dark, dark house there was a dark, dark staircase. Down the dark, dark staircase there was a dark, dark cellar. In the dark, dark cellar some skeletons lived. There was a big skeleton, and that's who I'm pretending to be, children, okay? There was a little skeleton that Mrs Hunton's made, and a doggy skeleton too. One night the big skeleton sat up in bed and scratched his skull. "What shall we do tonight?" he said. "Let's take the dog for a walk," said the little skeleton. "Good idea," said the big skeleton. So the big skeleton and the little skeleton and the dog skeleton left the dark, dark cellar, climbed the dark, dark staircase and stepped out into the dark, dark street. They walked past the houses and the shops. They walked past the zoo and the police station, and they went into the park. The big skeleton scratched his skull. "What shall we do now?" he said. "Let's throw a stick for the dog," said the skeleton. "Good idea," said the big skeleton. So the big skeleton and the little skeleton threw a stick for the dog. Suddenly, something happened. The dog chased the stick and tripped over a park bench and bumped into a tree and ended up a pile of bones. "Look at that," said the big skeleton. "He's in little pieces. What shall we do now?" "Let's put him back together again," the little skeleton said. "Good idea," said the big skeleton. So the big skeleton and the little skeleton put the dog skeleton back together again, and they sang a song as they did. Join in. The foot bone's connected to the leg bone's connected to the hip bone's connected to the backbone's connected to the neck bone's connected to the head bone. Now sing the skeleton song. After a little mix-up, they eventually got it right. At last, the dog skeleton was put back together properly. The big skeleton and the little skeleton sang another song. These bones can bark again, can play around in the park again, can frighten people in the dark again. Now sing the skeleton song. The trouble was, everyone was in bed, so there was no one to frighten. So after that, they frightened each other, playing games all the way home. On a dark, dark hill there was a dark, dark town. In the dark, dark town there was a dark, dark street. In the dark, dark street there was a dark, dark house. In the dark, dark house there was a dark, dark staircase. Down the dark, dark staircase there was a dark, dark cellar. In the dark, dark cellar lived some skeletons, and they still do. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that. see you again soon. Bye.